What's up guys? Today I have a really awesome modification. I know I said I was done with this truck, but you're never really done. And this is a super simple, very straightforward modification, and it's gonna be a huge upgrade for me. The 110 outlet that this truck comes with is really convenient, but it's also horribly inconvenient because it's located in the bed of the truck. Now, I've tried charging devices like cameras, laptops, drones in the bed of the truck, and it's only led to damaging my equipment. On top of that, the Toyota doesn't charge at 400 watts while it's in motion. Follow along with me today while we install the Guild Outfitters outlet kit in the front seat of the Toyota Tacoma, where all of our devices are going to be able to charge full time. This install is super easy DIY. I'm pretty certain that anybody can handle this installation. There's no complex wiring or soldering involved. It's very much plug and play, but we are going to have to cut a small hole in the plastic of our Toyota. But Guild Outfitters supplies a really nice template, and I'll show you a little bit more on that in a bit, as well as a special drill bit to make this super straightforward and easy. So honestly, anybody can do this, and I know it's a little bit nerve-wracking, but trust me, it's so worth it. You're gonna need a drill and a drill battery. Where's my drill battery? Drill battery. You need a socket wrench with a 10mm tip, and an extension is gonna make your life a little bit easier. You're also gonna need a little bit of blue painter's tape. Now, the first thing you're gonna do is empty out your center console. There's going to be a little piece of carpet in the bottom. You're gonna wanna remove that. I'm gonna start by removing the heads of each of my shifters. We're just gonna pull down on this boot, and then we can twist the top off, just like I did my other shift knobs. Our next step is to take our 10mm socket and remove these two bolts that are on the inside of our center console. So with those two bolts removed, it's really easy to pull out this center console. We're just gonna be pulling up on this thing gently and kind of popping this thing out. There it goes. Before you can move your center console out of the way, we're gonna need to unplug this little cigarette lighter outlet here. And then you'll notice that there's a little bit of electrical tape holding this wire in place. And we're just gonna wanna cut that. So Sterling's letting me borrow his pocket knife. Be careful.
Knife mode.
Knife mode. With that cable removed, I'm just gonna pull this center console out of the way. And for now, I'm just gonna put it right in the back seat. And you'll see right underneath here, inverter is actually located right here. So it's not actually in the bed, and that's what makes this install so easy and why we're gonna be able to put an outlet in the cab. Guild Outfitters has basically figured out that we can just unplug this cable and easily plug in their kit, and then it's gonna be good to go. And what we're gonna do is just remove this plug right here that goes into our inverter. We're just gonna remove that plug, and we're gonna plug that plug into the base of the Guild Outfitters harness. So it just plugs right in, super easy. And then we're gonna plug the Guild Outfitters harness into the inverter. We're gonna use our 10mm socket wrench to remove this ground right here, and then there's a little eyelet on the end of the Guild Outfitters harness. We're just going to put that there, screw that back in, and now it's grounded. And essentially what this harness is doing is it's tricking the inverter into thinking that the car is in park even when you're driving. As you guys saw, the wiring is super straightforward. It's straight up plug and play, very easy. Our next step is the part that might be a little bit scary for some people, and that is actually where we're gonna be cutting into the plastic of the truck to mount our outlet. We have a couple options here. I've seen a lot of people mounting their outlets on the back of their center console, which is a lot like the new 4th gen Tacoma. So it would go right here. But being a dad, a father of two, I've run into this in both my Ford Raptor and my Tundra. Anytime I have cables sticking out of the back of this, the kids smack it with their feet and break things off, and it just, you know, stuff just gets destroyed back there. Even if this was closed, the chances of the kids breaking this off are very high, especially in the Tacoma. There's not a lot of room in the back seat. So personally, I don't prefer this back seat idea. It is nice because it would give power to, you know, people in the back seat, but, you know, I need to protect my stuff from my kids. And so I'm going to mount it the way that Guild has demonstrated it on their website, which is actually just mounting it down here on the front passenger seat side. You know, I like this modification because I'm going to be using it to like charge drones and camera equipment, laptops, that type of stuff. And this is like our main adventure filming rig that we use for all of that work. And so oftentimes stuff is really just sitting in the passenger seat or on the floorboard. Guild actually includes two really handy tools. It's this little template here, and it's kind of cool because they made this thing to both help you with the install, and you can keep it and use it as a bottle opener. Just goes to show how cool of a company this really is. And then they also include this really cool drill bit that's designed to both puncture the plastic and then router out the opening. So I'm gonna want my outlet right about here. You can actually feel behind there. There's nothing going on back there. Just want to confirm that. Right about there, there's not really anything that's going to interfere. I like the idea of having the outlet right about here because I can still, you know, reach it and use it on the driver's side, and I can put things on the floorboard and charge stuff. It's all within reach. We're gonna use this template here, and we're gonna choose where we want our outlet to go. And then we're gonna take a bit of blue tape, and we're gonna tape this jig on there, and then we're just gonna go route it out. Puncturing the corner. There we go. The thing about this cut here is that, you know, the template, the little template does a pretty good job, but it doesn't have to be perfect because your outlet's gonna overlap and you're not gonna really see any of that other stuff there. So you can still kind of use the drill bit to clean it out a little bit. And there you go. It looks a little rough right now, but don't worry. It's gonna look really good. And if anything, it's kind of tight still, which is good. We want that. Yeah, that's gonna look great. Aha. Straight-ish. So you can see that we have this cable. It's pretty long. We can reach all the way up to the front where I chose to put my plug, or you can go in the back. If you want to get super fancy, you could put it somewhere on your dash. Route my plug. Just plug in the outlet, and if I push down on this hard enough, it should pop into place. Ooh, I like that. Oh man, that's so clean. That turned out really good. That's so cool. I mean, it's just one of those things that, like, you wish Toyota had just done from the factory, but for $100, and honestly, maybe an hour, that's really, really easy and no-brainer of a mod, honestly. This all put back together, and then we're going to, I guess, kick things off by seeing if it will power the vacuum to clean up this little mess here that we made. Because that'd be really nice. If I could use a vacuum in the cab, that'd be great. Replace our 10mm bolts. put all of the shift knobs back on. Again, you're just gonna have one. Just gonna spin on there. Now all that's left to do is to clean up our mess and test our outlet. This is a little shot vac from Harbor Freight Tools. I actually have no idea if the Tacoma is gonna put off enough juice to run this thing. But if it works, this would actually be a super handy use case for the outlet in the truck. Sure, you could run an extension cable from the bed and then detail out your truck, but then you're gonna need an extension cable, and I've actually tried that and it doesn't really work. And if we are pushing the limits of the truck at all, I'm sure that you know this, the less cable you use, the less likely you are to trip the breaker. So let's see if this works while plugging this into the Guild Outfitters outlet. Let's see if it works. We didn't do this so that we could vacuum. We did this so that we could drive and power stuff like refrigerators, camera batteries, drone batteries, laptops, power boxes. This is gonna be so handy in the truck. I can't wait to put it to use. What's really nice is I can reach the outlet from the driver's seat, which I'm not saying that you should like go drive while like plugging stuff in, but we all know that it happens, especially me as a videographer. I'm constantly like moving down the trail at a snail's pace, trying to like plug in a drone battery or a walkie-talkie or something. So it's right there within reach. One of the reasons why I wanted it there. I can easily reach it, plug it in. I can plug that in. I can reach my power box back here, which can sit in the back seat, or it could be, you know, on the floorboard or whatever. Hopefully we can drive, and while we're driving, we can be charging that Jackery box at 400 watts. That is one of the huge upsides of this. Not only is it that we have an outlet in the cab instead of in the bed, it's the fact that we get to drive and charge at 400 watts. So let's go ahead and see if it works. Boom. There it goes. I don't know if you saw that. It's charging right now. Yes, that's so cool. Guys, this is such a simple little thing, but if you've been driving around in a Toyota Tacoma or, you know, a Tundra or 4Runner that has a bed outlet, then you kind of understand, you know, what it's like to want to charge something and it being in the bed of the truck. Like I've tried plugging in the Jackery while I drive. Not only does it, you know, not charge properly because it's only charging at 100 watts, but usually it's bouncing around in the bed of the truck and it comes unplugged. So now we got the outlet on. It says that it's charging at 400 watts, which is huge. My Jackery, it's getting an input right now of 259 watts. Don't let that fool you. It's because of, you know, the brick here on the power outlet. It basically keeps it charging slow, probably until the battery warms up, then it increases that. But the outlet itself is putting out 400 watts, which is really nice. Here's an idea for you and a way that you guys could use this. This is actually how I usually power my fridges from my truck, rather than running them off of the car battery, because I used to do that and it's led to me having a dead battery. What I do when I run an overland fridge is I usually plug the Jackery into an outlet like this so that it can be like speed charging while we're driving. And then I plug the fridge into the Jackery box or any kind of power box. That way when you're parked, the fridge is running off of the power of the battery. So essentially the fridge is always running off of the Jackery box, and the Jackery box is always speed charging while you're driving. So this little mod for only $100 is so useful. It's pretty much a no-brainer. If you have a Toyota Tacoma, put this on your list and be sure to pick one up from Guild Outfitters. Super straightforward. This installation took me about an hour, and there was no major wiring, splicing, no soldering, nothing crazy, and I didn't need any fancy tools. I just needed a regular drill. Thanks to Guild Outfitters for supplying that awesome drill bit and the little jig for cutting this out. Really, like I said, this just makes so much sense. I wish Toyota had done this from the factory and put the outlet in the cab, but since they didn't, they put it in the bed. Luckily, we have guys like Guild Outfitters supplying us with awesome solutions. So that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Hope that you guys enjoyed this quick, short, easy installation, easy mod video today. That's it for today's video. Get some work done this week, but don't forget to live. All right, bye.